Hey guys, it's Grave, and this is another quick follow-up video to my Blade and Soul video about 2 weeks ago. So I was also in the second beta weekend this time, and I tried a different class, which is the Blade Master. So I do feel it's a lot better than my Destroyer, in my opinion. It has a more active type of combat, whereas blocking is more of a requirement. Now it could also be due to an increased familiarity with the game, but I found myself quickly leveling this new class compared to my Destroyer. But the focus of this upload is going to be on the group content activities you can do in-game. After all, it is an MMO, and even if you're a solo player or someone who favors basically just solo play, you'll eventually have to run into parts of the game where it requires you to group up with others. There is, well, one exception though, and that's in the PvP side of things. Before getting into it, let's get into the part where the developers really need to change something about the game. Now, the lobby system is just terrible. I mean, it forces you to sit and watch your character while matchmaking or the system does its job. Now, you can of course just engage in world PvP via the factions you side with depending on the wardrobe you're wearing. In PvP, in PvE, you can also just use the dragon-like pillars near instances or the party finder feature to announce that you'd like to group up. However, using the lobby system I just mentioned to engage cross-server functions is pretty bad, and NCSoft should really just change this so that you can do other things while you're in queue. I mean, I've seen other videos of Blade and Soul before this beta phase for English markets, and it was already in place, and I was just hoping I would never have to see it when coming during these beta weekends. But yeah, I hope this is really something that they put on their plate and address during the beta phase. Anyway, so back into the PvP play of the game, you have two options, and that's the 1 versus 1 and 3v3 tag format. So the 1v1 format changes your UI to make it look like it's an arcade style game, but your point of view will not change. So this is where I quickly found out, and found out the hard way, that being really active in combat really matters. This is where being able to quickly pan the camera, dodge, and control becomes important. As I understand it, it appears to be a best of 3 format, and gear appears to be equalized for the most part. I don't have full knowledge of other classes yet, so there might be some differences in abilities, and I'm not sure which abilities are really good in PvP or not. Now, I never won a single match, but it was fun. I tried the 3v3 tag format. However, I was only able to get into one match. For some reason, it took a while to find other players. I just didn't have the patience to wait for the queuing system to do its job, so I just wanted to jump back into my Blade Master. For the PvE side of things, as I mentioned, you can opt to use the Dragon Pillars outside of instances, the Party Finder feature, or opt for that terrible lobby system. I really think that they should just do away with it completely and just use the Party Finder feature as default. I don't know, maybe there's a side to that lobby system I'm not seeing. Anyway, sorry for mentioning that again. Anyway, so once you are inside the dungeons or the closed instances, you'll find that it's pretty much just like any other group effort in any other MMO. Well, minus the Trinity. Now, since there are no tanks and healers, you've got to watch out for instance mechanics, mobs, the abilities of mobs and bosses. Now, inside those shrines, inside those instances, you'll find dragon shrines. Now, you see them every once in a while, and it can pretty much prevent death, provided you have enough charges. So I think each dragon shrine can give about a maximum of 2 charges to each player in the instance. So also, during the group play, I was having some latency issues, but I can tell it would have been really fun if I wasn't having those problems. Now, loot for closed instances is based on a bidding system, and drops can be pretty random, so I'm not sure if this is something you can change if you're the party leader or if your group was manually formed. Well, overall, it was a fun closed beta weekend, especially for the group content side. It's just that I didn't spend so much time on the group activities, mainly because I wanted to jump back into my Blade Master, that new class, as I mentioned, I was trying out. But yeah, the group activities are really fun, minus that terrible lobby system, but everything else was good. Yeah, that's what you basically get with active combat. You have to be on your toes and just basically always watching things. You don't have to leave the aggro to your tank, since there are no tanks in this game. There's the concept of aggro. Anyone can have aggro in group content activities, and that's what you get again with active combat. It's a lot of fun. I'm not saying other MMOs are not fun. I mean, I play World of Warcraft, and the tab targeting system is also engaging, but you know, it's a different kind of fun you experience in that game. Yeah. Other issues I encountered during the second beta weekend, well, of course, those frame rate or those FPS drops are still pretty much there, and I wonder if that will ever be addressed. I doubt it will be addressed. It's been an issue in the older clients, I believe, for other markets. So I don't know. I don't know what you can actually do with frame rate drops. It's strange. You're just switching zones, and it's not like the new zones you ported into or moved into are, you know, very detailed. They just look the same compared to other zones. I mean, texture-wise. I mean, of course, the scenery is different, the colors are different, but you know, texture-wise, graphics-wise, it's no different from the others. And as you've seen in my older upload, I have a fairly beefy video card, so I'm not sure why that is. But yeah, anyway, as with most of these recent games crossing over and getting their English clients, make sure to sign up on NCSoft's main website for a chance to get into the beta. And yeah, I'll see you guys and talk to you soon.